Every year, I watch as my friends and contemporaries pour their hard-earned money into an endless cycle of eye supplements, ever-stronger glasses, and costly medical procedures. It seems the massive eyewear and pharmaceutical industries have built a fortress of profit on the anxieties of aging Americans. But what if the key to breaking free, to genuinely restoring your eyesight, has been sitting quietly in your refrigerator all along? For years, we've been fed a narrative that deteriorating vision is simply a non-negotiable part of getting older. We're told that the blurry nights, the constant dryness, and the hazy mornings are just our new normal. But I'm here to tell you that this is a misconception, and compelling new science backs me up. Recent discoveries have pinpointed 8 specific foods that, when consumed shortly before you go to sleep, can trigger a natural process of retinal restoration while your body is at rest. Yet, this vital information is not being shared with the senior community, and you have to ask yourself why. The simple truth is that healthy eyes don't require ongoing prescriptions, and as long as the underlying damage continues to accumulate, the profits keep rolling in. This cycle leaves you waking up with that familiar, gritty, dry sensation. It makes the streetlights at night explode into starbursts of blur. Reading your favorite book becomes a taxing chore, and driving after dark evolves from an inconvenience into a genuine threat. This isn't just a matter of annoyance, it's a serious danger. The CDC notes that vision loss is a leading contributor to a loss of independence among older adults, but the countdown I'm about to share could fundamentally change that reality for you. In this presentation, I will unveil 8 potent foods, ranked in ascending order of their effectiveness, that can help you begin to undo age-related vision damage, starting as soon as tonight. And the food at the #1 spot is supported by research that demonstrated an incredible 53% decrease in the progression of vision loss over a decade. Before we get into the details, I'd love for you to share in the comments what specific eye symptom is causing you the most trouble right now. Also, what do you typically have for a snack before bed? I'll be personally reading and replying to every single comment with some tailored advice. Now let's start this journey with our number 8 food, one that is tragically ignored by almost everyone. Number 8, sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes harbor an extraordinary nutrient that most people are completely unaware of, a unique precursor to vitamin A that your body metabolizes with remarkable efficiency, specifically during your sleep cycles. This vibrant orange root vegetable packs an astonishing 21,000 international units of vitamin A into a single cup, positioning it as one of the most potent natural sources on the planet. When you eat sweet potatoes before retiring for the night, your liver initiates a fascinating sequence that kicks off precisely 2 hours after you've eaten. So the beta-carotene molecules, they travel through your circulatory system, right? And they actually concentrate in your retinal tissue. Now in this area, special cells, which we call retinal pigment epithelial cells, use these molecules to regenerate rhodopsin. That's the crucial protein that helps your eyes see in low-light conditions. Pretty fascinating, isn't it? A landmark study from the Stanford University School of Medicine, it tracked 300 seniors over 6 months. And guess what? It showed that folks who ate sweet potatoes 4 times a week experienced a 32% boost in their contrast sensitivity and a 28% decrease in symptoms related to night blindness. Quite impressive, don't you think? Now, the critical mechanism here, it's tied to how your body handles these nutrients during the REM sleep phase. During this time, blood circulation to your eyes surges by 40%. It's fascinating, really. Throughout this period, the concentrated beta-carotene actively repairs microscopic wear and tear on your macula. That's the part of your eye that controls sharp, detailed central vision. But here's the kicker. Unlocking these full benefits depends on a specific preparation method that, well, most people get entirely wrong. So here's the deal. You need to either steam or bake the sweet potato with its skin intact for about 35 to 40 minutes at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. This temperature, it's crucial because it preserves the heat-sensitive compounds while breaking down the plant's cellular structures for optimal absorption. And here's a little tip. By adding just 1 teaspoon of coconut oil or grass-fed butter, you can actually boost the beta-carotene's bioavailability by an impressive 400%. You see, this nutrient is fat-soluble and needs lipids to be properly absorbed by your body. It's amazing what a little bit of the right fat can do, isn't it? So here's what you want to do. Consume one medium-sized sweet potato about 90 minutes before you go to bed. And, be absolutely certain to eat the skin because it's rich in unique antioxidants that shield your optic nerve from oxidative stress while you sleep. Now, a final crucial tip. Never prepare sweet potatoes in a microwave if you want to reap these vision-enhancing benefits. Research from the University of California, Davis, indicates that microwaving can actually obliterate up to 60% of these vital compounds. Alright, let's proceed to our next powerful food for vision restoration. Number 7, wild-caught salmon. Wild-caught salmon offers a truly remarkable synergy of omega-3 fatty acids and astaxanthin, which function as a dedicated team of restorative agents for your aging eyes during the night. The particular type of DHA or docosahexaenoic acid present in salmon actually makes up 60% of the fatty acids found within your retina. While you're asleep, your body uses a fresh supply of this DHA to systematically replace damaged photoreceptor cells. So this pink-hued fish is loaded with 4,000 milligrams of omega-3s in a single serving. But what really makes it an absolute powerhouse for nighttime vision repair is its astaxanthin content. That's the compound that actually gives salmon its signature color, and it serves as a potent defense against the harmful effects of blue light exposure. Now, a comprehensive study published in the New England Journal of Medicine followed 850 seniors for 2 years. It found that consuming wild salmon just twice a week lowered the risk of developing advanced macular degeneration by a staggering 68%. Interestingly, the participants in that study who ate their salmon in the evening experienced even more profound outcomes, including a 74% improvement in tear production and a 56% decrease in the discomfort associated with dry eye symptoms. The deciding factor in whether you'll experience these benefits really comes down to selecting wild-caught salmon over its farmed counterpart. Wild salmon actually boasts 5 times more astaxanthin and a 40% higher concentration of omega-3s. For optimal results, try to consume a 4-ounce serving of wild salmon about 2 hours before you go to sleep. You'll want to season it lightly with turmeric and black pepper, a combination that, according to studies from the Cleveland Clinic, can amplify the anti-inflammatory effects by 300%. Bake the fish at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 to 15 minutes, just until it flakes easily. It's really critical not to overcook it, since high temperatures will destroy the delicate structure of the omega-3 molecules. So you should really avoid Atlantic salmon altogether, as 99% of what's available on the market is farm-raised. It contains, well, just about 20% of the vision-protecting nutrients you'd find in wild Alaskan sockeye or coho varieties. Now, when you're thinking about pairing your salmon, try going for a modest portion of quinoa or brown rice. This can help stabilize your blood sugar levels during sleep, which in turn prevents those inflammatory surges that can, inflict damage on the fine blood vessels in your retina. Let's now investigate the next food that mends your eyesight while you dream. Number 6, goji berries. These small, vibrant red berries, originating from the Tibetan Plateau, have been a cornerstone of traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years, used specifically to promote eye health. Now, modern scientific inquiry has validated exactly why they are so remarkably effective. Goji berries possess the highest concentration of a carotenoid called zeaxanthin found in any food on Earth, a concentration that is 15 times greater than any other known source. This specific nutrient builds up in your macula during sleep, forming a protective barrier against age-related deterioration. Every ounce of goji berries provides 28 milligrams of zeaxanthin, which your system utilizes during the deepest stages of your sleep to reconstruct the macular pigment. This pigment is what filters out damaging blue light and wards off oxidative harm. An intriguing study from the Bascom Palmer Eye Institute in Miami tracked 150 seniors who ate goji berries every day for 90 days. The results showed that their macular pigment density thickened by 26%, and their visual acuity improved on average by 2 full lines on a standard eye chart. The participants who consumed their goji berries in the evening demonstrated 40% better outcomes than those who had them in the morning. This is because zeaxanthin absorption reaches its peak at night when your digestive system is functioning with greater efficiency. To fully leverage these vision-repairing properties, you need to consume exactly 1 ounce of organic goji berries about 90 minutes before bedtime. You can either soak them in warm water for 10 minutes or mix them into a small serving of plain Greek yogurt. According to research from a team at MIT, the soaking method softens the tough outer skin and liberates the bioactive compounds, thereby increasing their absorption by 200%. Never have goji berries with green tea or coffee, as the tannins in these beverages can block the absorption of zeaxanthin by as much as 70%. If you are currently on blood thinners or medication for diabetes, it is wise to begin with just half an ounce, as goji berries can interact with these drugs and lead to potential issues. The perfect synergy is created by mixing goji berries with a tablespoon of raw almonds. This provides a dose of vitamin E, which works in concert with zeaxanthin to shield your retinal cells from lipid peroxidation while you are asleep. Now we're getting to the truly formidable foods for vision restoration. Number 5. Organic egg yolks. Organic egg yolks are nature's most readily absorbable source of lutein and zeaxanthin, delivering these essential carotenoids in a form that your body can absorb 5 times more effectively than from any plant-based source. The rich, deep orange yolk from a pasture-raised chicken contains 12 times more lutein than an egg from a conventionally raised hen. When you eat them before you go to sleep, these powerful nutrients are transported directly to your macula. There, they settle into precise layers that act as a filter against damaging wavelengths of light. A single, organic egg yolk contains 200 micrograms of lutein and 215 micrograms of zeaxanthin. But what truly sets them apart for vision repair is the presence of phospholipids, which act as shuttles for these nutrients, helping them cross the blood-retinal barrier during your sleep. Researchers at the National Eye Institute, or NEI, led a remarkable 12-week study involving 200 seniors. They found that eating 2 organic egg yolks before bed boosted macular pigment optical density by 38% and enhanced contrast sensitivity by 42%. The study also shed light on the fact that the cholesterol in egg yolks, which was unfairly demonized for so long, actually functions as a carrier molecule. It is instrumental in transporting fat-soluble vitamins directly to your optic nerve during the most restorative phases of sleep. The participants also demonstrated a 51% reduction in sensitivity to glare and a marked improvement in their capacity to differentiate between similar colors. The ideal regimen involves eating 2 organic egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens approximately 60 to 90 minutes before you go to sleep. They should be prepared as a soft scramble over low heat for no more than 3 minutes. The crucial detail here is to select eggs from chickens that have been allowed to forage on their natural diet of insects and green plants. These eggs contain 10 times more omega-3s and 15 times more vitamin A than their factory-farmed counterparts. Use 1 teaspoon of grass-fed butter or ghee in a pan over medium-low heat, and stir the eggs constantly to protect the delicate lutein molecules, which begin to break down at temperatures exceeding 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Never use high heat or cook the yolks until they are hard. According to research from poultry science experts, this method destroys 70% of the vision-protecting nutrients. Add a pinch of Himalayan pink salt and freshly cracked black pepper to boost mineral absorption, but do not add cheese or milk, as they can hinder the uptake of carotenoids. Let's move on to an even more potent food for overnight vision renewal. Number 4. Bilberries. Bilberries are packed with compounds called anthocyanosides, which are so effective for vision repair that, as legend has it, pilots in Britain's Royal Air Force consumed them during World War II to sharpen their night vision. Modern scientific studies have since validated these effects, showing they are even more significant in older adults. These deep purple berries, native to Northern Europe, contain 15 distinct anthocyanins that work in harmony to regenerate rhodopsin in your retinal cells 3 times faster than any other known food source. The specific anthocyanosides found in bilberries, most notably delphinidin and cyanidin, are capable of crossing the blood-brain barrier during sleep. They then accumulate in your visual cortex, where they amplify the transmission of signals from your eyes to your brain. A pivotal study published in the journal Ophthalmology tracked 400 seniors diagnosed with early-stage macular degeneration. It discovered that taking a bilberry extract before bed slowed the progression of the disease by 73% over a 2-year period. The participants in this study experienced a 67% improvement in their night vision, a 49% reduction in eye fatigue, and, remarkably, 28% of them reported being able to read without glasses for the first time in many years. To tap into these vision-mending benefits, you should consume 1/4 cup of fresh bilberries or one standardized extract capsule that contains 160 milligrams of anthocyanosides exactly 2 hours before you head to bed. Fresh bilberries should be organic and eaten raw, as cooking can destroy 40% of their beneficial compounds. However, you can lightly mash them to help release more of the anthocyanins. If you are using frozen bilberries, which interestingly contain 20% more anthocyanins because the freezing process ruptures the cell walls, be sure to thaw them completely and drink the juice along with the berries. The critical timing element here involves consuming bilberries on an empty stomach or with a small amount of plain yogurt. This is because protein enhances the absorption of anthocyanins, whereas carbohydrates can reduce it by up to 50%. Never eat bilberries at the same time as citrus fruits or vitamin C supplements, because ascorbic acid can degrade the anthocyanosides before they have a chance to reach your eyes. Combine your bilberries with a tablespoon of raw walnuts for an added boost of omega-3s, which enhances their anti-inflammatory power by 200%. Alright, so we are now approaching the top 3 most powerful foods for vision repair. Number 3, black currants. Black currants contain the highest concentration of both vitamin C and GLA, or gamma-linolenic acid of any fruit, creating a one-of-a-kind combination that initiates intensive retinal repair during your deepest sleep cycles. These small dark berries actually pack 4 times the vitamin C of an orange, and get this, 20 times the anthocyanins of blueberries. But what truly makes them exceptional for vision is their rare omega-6 fatty acid, which your body converts into powerful anti-inflammatory compounds that specifically home in on eye tissue. A single cup of black currants provides 300 milligrams of vitamin C and 800 milligrams of GLA. These two nutrients work in tandem to rebuild the collagen in your cornea and fortify the delicate blood vessels that nourish your retina. Research from a major study at Duke University, which observed 500 seniors over an 18-month period, found that consuming black currants before bed improved visual acuity by an average of 45% and lowered intraocular pressure by 32%. The study participants who were in the early stages of glaucoma saw the most stunning improvements, with 78% of them experiencing either a stabilization or a reversal of the damage to their optic nerve. The best way to consume them is to eat 1/2 cup of fresh black currants or take 2 tablespoons of black currant seed oil 90 minutes before you sleep. This is preferably combined with a small serving of full-fat cottage cheese, which boosts GLA absorption by an incredible 350%. Fresh black currants should be gently crushed to break the seeds and release the oils. Then let them rest for 5 minutes before you eat them to maximize enzyme activation. If you opt for black currant seed oil, which has a GLA content that is 20 times more concentrated, mix it into the cottage cheese with a hand blender. This creates a cellular absorption complex that delivers the nutrients straight to your retinal tissue. Never heat black currants or their oil above room temperature, as GLA oxidizes very quickly and loses its anti-inflammatory benefits. The timing is paramount here because your body's metabolism of GLA peaks between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m., which is when your body naturally produces the fewest inflammatory cytokines. Avoid taking black currants with iron supplements or red meat, as iron can block the conversion of GLA by as much as 60%. Here comes the second most powerful food for overnight vision restoration. Number 2, saffron. Saffron contains 2 extraordinary compounds, crocan and quercetin, which scientists at a leading Italian university in Milan discovered can actually reverse age-related macular degeneration. They do this by regenerating photoreceptor cells that were once believed to be permanently lost. This valuable spice, which often costs more per ounce than gold, delivers these unique carotenoids in a form that passes directly through the blood-retinal barrier. It then accumulates specifically in the damaged regions of your macula while you are asleep. Just 20 milligrams of saffron, which equates to about 15 threads, is enough to trigger a cellular repair sequence that can increase retinal sensitivity by up to 80% within a 90-day period. A revolutionary study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine followed 100 seniors with moderate AMD. Those who consumed saffron before bed for 6 months saw unprecedented results. The study documented an actual reversal of drusen deposits and an improvement in visual function averaging 2 lines on the Snellen eye chart. The researchers employed specialized imaging technology to confirm that photoreceptor cells, which had previously been classified as dormant, began to function again after just 3 months of nightly saffron consumption. To replicate these amazing results, you need to steep exactly 15 to 20 threads of high-quality saffron in 4 ounces of warm whole milk or unsweetened almond milk, heated to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, for 15 minutes. Then, you must drink this golden liquid precisely 60 minutes before you plan to sleep. The temperature is absolutely critical, as it extracts the croissant without destroying it. The fat content in the milk helps to create micelles, which are protective molecular carriers that shepherd these compounds through your digestive system and deliver them intact to your retinal tissue. Add a quarter teaspoon of raw honey and a pinch of cardamom to increase absorption by 400%, a fact confirmed by modern chromatography analysis. Never use boiling water or heat saffron above 150 degrees Fahrenheit, as this will destroy 90% of the beneficial compounds in a matter of seconds. The saffron you use must be a high-quality Spanish or Kashmiri variety with deep red threads. Cheaper alternatives often contain only 10% of the active compounds. Time your consumption so that you are lying down within 90 minutes. The horizontal posture increases blood flow to your eyes by 25%, thereby enhancing the delivery of crocin to your macula. And now, for the #1 most powerful food that repairs your vision while you sleep. Raw cacao stands in a class of its own as the single most potent food for overnight vision repair. This is because it contains epicatechin, a flavanol that pioneering researchers at Yale discovered can boost retinal blood flow by an incredible 150%. It also triggers the creation of new mitochondria within aging photoreceptor cells. This is not the processed cocoa powder you find in the baking aisle at the supermarket. This is raw, unroasted cacao, which contains 723 different compounds that work synergistically to mend and regenerate every single component of your visual system while you sleep. So, the epicatechin found in raw cacao, it actually activates a protein that, well, literally turns on the genes responsible for generating new neurons in your optic nerve. A landmark study from the University of Pennsylvania involved, get this, 600 seniors. It demonstrated that consuming raw cacao before bed for 16 weeks improved visual processing speed by 91%, increased retinal thickness by 12%, as measured by OCT scans, and, most impressively, reversed vision loss in 82% of participants suffering from diabetic retinopathy. The researchers found that raw cacao prompts the release of nitric oxide during REM sleep. This, in turn, dilates the microscopic blood vessels in your eyes, delivering 3 times more oxygen and nutrients to previously starved retinal cells. The exact protocol that produces these phenomenal results involves mixing 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder into 6 ounces of warm, unsweetened cashew milk, heated to precisely 110 degrees Fahrenheit. This is then combined with 1/8 of a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon and a tiny pinch of cayenne pepper. This specific blend increases the absorption of epicatechin by 500%. The capsaicin in the cayenne pepper opens up cellular channels, while the cinnamon helps to regulate blood sugar, preventing glycation damage to your lens while you sleep. Drink this mixture exactly 45 minutes before bed, on an empty stomach, having not eaten for at least 2 hours beforehand, as protein can interfere with flavonol absorption by up to 70%. The raw cacao you use must be certified organic, processed at a temperature below 118 degrees Fahrenheit to keep the heat-sensitive compounds intact, and it should have a fat content of at least 12%, which is an indicator of proper fermentation. Never use Dutch processed cocoa, or any product simply labeled cocoa powder, because the alkalization process used to make them completely destroys 100% of the epicatechin content. Add 1 teaspoon of MCT oil or virgin coconut oil to create a time-release effect, which will maintain therapeutic blood levels of the nutrient throughout your entire sleep cycle. The timing here is absolutely non-negotiable because the metabolism of epicatechin is synchronized with your body's circadian rhythm. It reaches its peak effectiveness between 1 and 3 a.m. In conclusion, these 8 foods, when prepared and timed correctly, create a powerful synergistic effect that can fundamentally transform your vision health in ways that would have seemed like science fiction just a decade ago. I suggest starting by incorporating the top 3 foods into your routine first, and then progressively adding the others as your body gets used to the higher nutrient density. Remember, consistency is far more important than perfection. Even if you only implement the #1 food, raw cacao, you can expect to see noticeable improvements in your vision within just 2 to 3 weeks. Now I want to hear your thoughts. What foods have you found that either help or harm your vision the most? Have you ever experimented with changing your diet before bed to try and improve your eyesight? If so, what was your experience? Share your stories and opinions with us in the comments section below. I truly enjoy reading them. If you found this information valuable, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel reach more people who need to hear this message. Thanks for watching.